Everybody says they're a leader until things go wrong. I learned the difference between a manager and a leader during a failed go-live for a major system implementation. And interestingly enough, the biggest lesson had nothing to do with technology. It had everything to do with behavior under pressure.
We were preparing for a critical application deployment. 4 different teams, 4 different specialties, multiple dependencies, a high-pressure go-live decision. If you've worked in large organizations, you know those days. Everyone is tense, everyone is watching, and everybody's work depends on everybody else doing their part. We had a go/no-go meeting scheduled that evening. Most of the team leaders were engaged the entire day. They kept checking in. Do you need anything from us? What's the blocker? How can my team help? Are we still on track? That's what leadership looks like during execution. Not titles, not presentations, not status reports, presence. But one manager disappeared almost the entire day. He said he had training. Fine, no problem. People have conflicts. But here's the important part. Leadership doesn't end because your calendar is full. The other managers still checked in, still stayed engaged, still made themselves available. This manager never came back after training, never stopped by, never asked about the status, never asked about risks, never asked how his team could help remove blockers. Nothing. And by the end of the day, we made the decision not to go live. Late that night, I sent an executive update explaining why we were delaying the deployment. I informed the vice presidents and senior leadership about the risks and blockers. Now, yes, I probably should have copied all the team managers too. Fair point. But here's what happened next. The following morning, the first email in my inbox came from the manager who disappeared the day before. Not, how can we recover? What failed? What does the team need? How do we get this live today? No. His complaint was, why wasn't I copied before my boss saw the email? That was his priority. Not the customer, not the deployment, not the team, not the solution. The optics. And that's when I realized something important. Managers often focus on control. Leaders focus on responsibility. A manager worries about being informed. A leader makes sure they are involved. A manager protects their image. A leader protects the mission. A manager tracks activity. A leader removes obstacles. And the biggest difference? Leaders show up when things get difficult. Because leadership is not tested when everything is green. Leadership is tested when projects are late, when systems fail, when teams are stressed, when executives are asking questions. That's where real leadership becomes visible. The managers I respected most that day were not the ones with the biggest titles. They were the ones walking into the room asking, "What do you need from me?" That question alone tells you almost everything about a leader. Not, "Who do I blame? Who sent the email? Why wasn't I notified first?" But, "How do we solve this?" Because leadership is not administrative supervision. Leadership is ownership. So the question is simple. When pressure hits your team, when execution starts breaking down, when things stop going according to plan, do you become more present or do you disappear and complain afterward? Because managers manage processes, but leaders carry responsibility. And people always remember who showed up when it mattered. I'm Wilson Garcia, and this is The Execution Gap, where we talk about leadership, execution, and what actually works inside complex organizations.